Yo, what is up, all you primetime players, all you primetime fans, all you newcomers that's just coming out to the podcast? This is the PrimeTime Thoughts Podcast. Man, it feels good to say that again. One, back. We're back. We're definitely gonna be on it. Definitely gonna be giving you guys like more content and more podcast episodes and just talking about more stuff. Far as we're gonna be talking about some NBA stuff, some WWE stuff, some WNBA stuff, video game stuff. So we're back. We're not going nowhere. Definitely gonna be more content. So hey, if you're coming back, thank you for coming back. Thank you for sticking with us. If you're new, just coming out to the podcast, welcome. This is the PrimeTime Thoughts Podcast. I am your host, Zachariah Scott. Also got my main guy, my main co-host, Ramon. Say what's up to the people, Ramon. How you doing out there?
Good to be back.
All right, cool. We're gonna get your energy going and get you going up again a little more. So to start off with, we gotta talk about the NBA play-in, the play-in, fun fact, it's not considered the postseason, but it's also not considered the regular season. The play-in is its own little entity. It's its own little bubble. So the stats basically from the play-in are gone. They're gone. They don't compute to no play-in, no playoffs. They don't compute to regular season. It's its own little bubble of stats that nobody really keeps track of, apparently. If you believe half the stuff the guys on TNT say, because Chuck and Shaq said they don't watch basketball games. So, all right. So, first game we're gonna be talking about, coming from the Western Conference play-in, we're gonna be talking about the Pelicans versus the Lakers. Now, if anybody was watching that game, that was a damn good game. A lot of the media, a lot of people, a lot of media, a lot of people on social media and stuff like that, they were saying how the Lakers are gonna blow the Pelicans out. The Lakers are gonna kick them out, run them out their building and stuff like that, like how they did that previous Sunday. And now you going back to that Tuesday and you playing in the play-in game. But Zion Williamson, he had a different story for everybody. Zion ended up with 40 points before he had like 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and the Pelicans, I believe, had tied the game or had the lead at one point. It was like a 1-2 point game. Not necessarily. It was very close. They very much needed Zion on the court because Zion was basically their entire offense. He was making shots of his own. He was creating shots for everybody else. Like, Zion just had that gravity. He was having like, Zion that night before he got hurt was showing that he's the best player on the court, and that's still with LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the court. Zion was still, and Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum and everybody else, Zion was still showing that he was the best player on that court with having a 40-point game. And really, honestly, he could have had a 50-point game if the refs were blowing blowing a whistle a little bit more for Zion and the Pelicans. If Zion's 3-point shot was a little bit going, or his mid-range shot was a little bit going, but no matter what, Zion was definitely killing it. They didn't really have an answer for Zion. CJ wasn't hitting his shots. Brandon Ingram wasn't hitting the shots. And basically, when Zion got hurt, that was their entire offense. Because before Zion got hurt, CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram was not playing in that fourth quarter with 3 minutes left in the game. Willie Green was sticking with his lineup, which was Jose Alvarado, Trey Murphy, Zion. I believe they had Larry Nance, and they were switching between Herb Jones, because Herb Jones was in foul trouble. He had 4 fouls, and Dyson Daniels. So between Herb and Dyson, whoever didn't have was in foul trouble. I believe Herb Jones was on the court. But like I said, he was in foul trouble, so it could have been either or, right? But that was your main. That was your main like six that Willie was going, and he was like, "That's the crew I'm going with to close out the game." No putting in CJ because CJ was cold. No putting in Brandon Ingram because Brandon Ingram just coming off an injury. He doesn't have his rhythm just yet. So, Ramon, I've been talking on for way too long. So Ramon, how did you feel about that Lakers and Pelicans game?
Man, I expected the Lakers to win, Zion dominate, a lot like that though, but it was pretty much expected.
Now, you saying it was pretty much expected, but if let's say Zion does stay out on that court, do you think the Lakers are still winning?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I feel like, and I'm not even trying to be biased. I'm not trying to be a biased fan, but I feel like Zion was just doing whatever he wanted to do. Towards the end, he was finally getting some whistles. So it was the refs were finally calling the whistle for him. He was getting to the free throw line. It was showing and stuff. So normally the refs like swallow a whistle and they don't like making calls, but some of those calls it was like blatantly like, yeah, he's getting fouled. So they were letting him go to the free throw line and stuff. So, and at one point, before he got hurt, the Pelicans did have a 2 or 3 point lead. So I felt like he could have kept going and kept carrying on, and he would have been doing good. So I know you say you feel like the Lakers would have won. I feel like the Pelicans would have won. I feel like if Zion didn't get hurt with that hamstring injury, they would have pulled it off. And now going up against the Nuggets, no, that's a, you might get 5. You'd be lucky if you get 5. You really hoping for 6, but you really lucky if you get 5. You really hoping for 5. But you right outright, like if your defense ain't right and your 3-point shot ain't going in, like if CJ and Brandon Ingram were playing like how they play against, if CJ and Brandon Ingram had the stats for the playing game like against the Nuggets, yeah, that's a sweep. That's a sweep. Zion can do all he want to do, but that'd be a sweep if CJ and Brand Bi was playing like that, like especially against the Nuggets. But anyways, Lakers won. They advance. They get to go up against the Denver Nuggets. Now we are gonna get into that series a little bit later, into the podcast episode. We're gonna definitely get into that. We've been talking about the Pelicans, Lakers way too long. So, as far as the Kings and the Warriors, Kings won at home and Sacramento. The Kings were definitely saying how this is a rivalry game and they want to get rid of the Warriors dynasty, and they want to break up Steph, Clay, and Draymond because they feel like this is the end of Steph, Clay, and Draymond, and the Warriors got to break that up. And they wanted to be the reason why the Warriors broke up Steph, Clay, and Draymond, their big three. So Warriors won. The Kings won. So the Kings now have to play against the Pelicans on Friday, which is tomorrow. On Friday in New Orleans for a play-in elimination game. So you win, you're the 8th seed, and you get to go up against the OKC Thunder, which I think that this might be one of the weakest 1 seeds that we've seen in a long time in OKC. That's just me. It might be one of the weakest 1 seeds that we've seen in a while, but in recent history. So this could be one of those. This year could be one of those the 8 seed advance to the next round, beating the 1 seed type shit. But we have seen that with the Heat, and I think it was the Bucks. I believe it was the Bucks. Yeah, the Heat and the Bucks last season. So we could have a repeat. Um, what do you think about that series? I'm sorry, that game. The Kings versus the Warriors. How did you feel about that game going into?
Again, expected for them to hold their cooks, get Clay up out of there, break them up, send Clay to like Dallas or something because they're gonna need more help. Luka and Kyrie ain't gonna do it by themselves and go from there.
Damn, you saying fuck the big three? It's just
Yeah,
Big Me and Curry.
it's over.
You saying Ramon saying fuck the big three? It's time to wrap it up.
I don't like the Warriors as a Clippers fan, so we gotta go.
Oh, you trying to just get your bias out there and be like, nah, fuck the Warriors.
I was gonna say break them up anyway. That they're not winning. No. You're
Yeah,
not.
I hate to say it, but if those three are your main three for the Warriors, I don't see them winning anytime soon anymore. They're like you said, Clay, his injuries, he's still recovering from that. If that, Clay might not even be the same like how he was before his injuries. Draymond can't seem to stay on the court, and that's not even the injury factor of it. He just can't seem to stay on the court. Where as far as suspensions and stuff, Curry, he's carrying too much of the workload, man. Like Curry, you need somebody else to sometimes be a number one option. Go be your number one scoring option sometimes, and let Curry just spot up and like
Probably try to get for being off somebody like that.
Also they gotta let Chris Paul go. It's time to let Chris Paul go. Chris,
He shouldn't have went.
it's time to come back to New Orleans. It's time to come back to the Big Easy. Team up with Brandon Ingram and with Zion and CJ McCollum. It's time for you to go. Chris Paul needs that number 3. Chris Paul needs that number 3. CJ gotta go. If that play-in game didn't show you what Zion looks like with a true point guard, I don't know what else. I don't know what else would show that Pelicans front office that Zion needs a real point guard. Because Zion, when he had Lonzo Ball, who was a true point guard, when he had Lonzo, he had some crazy stats, some great stats. With Zion's with a real point guard, like Zion does crazy, and right now Zion showed you like he's this franchise player. So Chris Paul. I'm starting that campaign. Chris Paul, come back to New Orleans, man. Come retire as a Pelican. You know, you started off as a Hornet. Come retire as a Pelican. Let us give you a statue outside of the arena. We need to get you a statue. Let us put your number in the Raptors.
Get him an AI statue.
Huh?
Get him an AI size statue.
Hell no, we ain't disrespectful like the Philly. We ain't disrespectful like Philly. You could go look at Steve. You go look at Steve. Grayson. I don't know. There's a nice statue right outside the Superdome, and everybody's seen it. The block punt from Steve Grayson. So that's a nice statue. Like that side for Chris Paul, I would say go bigger, go a little bit bigger, like a Kobe size statue for Chris Paul, honestly. But yeah. If we doing a statue, we doing a real statue. We ain't doing it outside no practice facility. We ain't doing it like
put it outside. Just pick a Smoothie King and then just stick it right on the side.
That's disrespectful as fuck. I will not tolerate no fucking slander with Chris Paul when it comes down to Chris Paul getting a statue. Chris Paul deserves a fucking statue.
He does.
Outside of the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. Just as Drew Brees deserves a statue outside of the Superdome. And that shit's coming soon. But that's another topic for another day. We can't talk about Drew Brees right now. We already 15 minutes in. We already talked about the Kings and Warriors. All right, so the Bulls beat the Hawks. Is it time for Atlanta to move on from DeJounte Murray or Trae Young, or both?
I keep Jonte defense. He can score. I don't need to see him do that 44 points on 44 shots in the game winner. I don't need to see that. That was terrible. But go on, get Trey up out of there. He should want up out of there. Send him to San Antonio. Him and Wemby pick and roll. 5 out. Fire.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. It is time to get
Young in New Orleans would be nasty too.
Trae Young in New Orleans. No.
Trae Young in New Orleans.
No. I don't need Trae Young, because Trae Young doesn't do shit for you off the ball.
I think I can get away with it. Restrict it, but
huh?
I said I think y'all can get away with y'all have enough defense the way I can.
I still rather it's crazy. I'd rather take a fucking veteran Chris Paul as my starting PG and still have Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram, and Zion, and then add in a stretch 5, a 7-foot stretch 5 somewhere that we could go find, even if it's a rookie, or we gotta go trade for someone. Go give me a stretch 5, because I don't need Jonas anymore. I still rather do that before I get Trae Young. I don't need Trae Young. Because you know why I don't need Trae Young? Because I don't want to pay Trae Young money. I don't want to have to deal with his contract. Because I already got Zion and Brandon Ingram's contract to deal with. And eventually I got to pay Herb Jones and Trey Murphy. So I'd rather trade CJ, trade Jonas. Well, can't trade Jonas, but let Jonas go in free agency, trade CJ, and save that money for my young guys and Trey Murphy and Herb Jones. Fuck that. Go get Chris Paul on a cheap deal, and then I still got Jose Alvarado coming off the bench. Still got Najee, still got Trey. Still got Dyson. Still got Jordan Hawkins. Still got Larry Nance. I still got a damn good bench. I just need a point guard and Chris Paul. Shoot. Go. Hey, if Pelicans really want to do it, now you got me on a Pelicans rant. Now the Pelicans, huh?
Get Lonzo back.
I was about to say, go get Lonzo back, because you know Lonzo is on a cheap deal, dog. Lonzo is on a cheap deal, and funny enough, we about to talk about Chicago anyway. But funny enough, like Chicago Bulls got all those guards, and a Kobe White, and a Alex Caruso, and like all the I think they got 2 or 3 more guards that's just sitting there. They keep constantly developing guards. Like, why do you need Lonzo? Trade Lonzo. Let him go. Let him go somewhere else. Or just let him go sit in free agency. So that way the Pelicans could go scoop him back up on a team-friendly deal, because he needs team-friendly money, because he needs some type of contract. So that way he can afford all those medical bills and some type of insurance. Huh?
Y'all get Lonzo to be y'all starting point guard again. And then you get Chris Paul for the bench. Nice.
I would like that, but the only problem with that is I don't think Chris Paul is gonna want to come off the bench. But also, I rather have Chris Paul starting and Lonzo come off the bench.
Well, yeah, because
I could still move Lonzo to the 2 or the 3. I could still put Jose Alvarado and Lonzo on the court together, and then if I really need to, I could still put Dyson Daniels out there, Jordan Hawkins, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of guards, But now I could go, if I want Lonzo back. No, I could go trade. If I want Lonzo back, I could go trade Jose Alvarado or Dyson Daniels. Because eventually Jordan Hawkins is going to need some minutes. Because I need another shooter out there. Anyways, Bulls. The Bulls are going to be playing. I wrote this down. Sorry. The Bulls are going to be playing the Miami Heat in the play-in. And we're going to be talking about that pretty soon. Because now we're getting into the other play-in game. Where the 76ers beat the Heat by 1. Jimmy Butler came down with a MCL injury. I believe it was early in the first half, and he had that lingering MCL injury. He toughened it out and played the rest of the game. Tyler Hero went 9 for 27. And while going 9 for 27, when the team got back on the bus, there are reports on social media that when the team got back on the bus, Jimmy Butler kept saying 9 for 27, 9 for 27, 9 for 27. And then Tyler Hero went to go punch Jimmy. And when he missed his punch, Jimmy had said 9 for 28. And then they had to be separated on the bus. And on the team plane. So, now the Heat play the Bulls in an elimination game on Friday. And this while being without Jimmy Butler because he has an MCL injury, and you don't know when Jimmy is gonna come back. Honestly, as me being a Heat fan, I'm ready to see Tyler Hero traded and out of Miami. I'm ready to see. I don't even care what. Well, I do care what we get back. I hope we get back draft picks and a decent player that could play right, or somebody we could put in there, Bam, or a 2-guard or somebody. I need a decent player, right? But I really want draft picks for Tyler Hero, and then cap money flexibility and stuff like that. It's time to improve the roster. Honestly, it's on that Heat. This season was on that Heat front office because they didn't care about the regular season, and it showed all season. And then now y'all got stuck with play-in shit. Yeah, you could blame injuries, but like it looked like the players did not care. The players and sometimes the coaching staff did not care about the regular season. They felt like they could run it back and get in the play-in and then get the 8 or 7 seed, and then they could make it back all the way to the finals. The running back saga. No, it's not time to run it back. It's time to improve your roster and build your team around one of your star players. Now, Jimmy is getting older. Jimmy is going to require a lot of money being a 30, 35-year-old, taking up a lot of your cap space. So is it time to move Jimmy? No, it's not time to move Jimmy. I would say maybe in a year or two. I would say let's see how he does after this MCL injury. But I'm building the roster around Scary Terry and Bam Adebayo. If I'm the Heat. I'm moving Tyler, and I'm building the roster around Scary Terry, Bam, Jaime Jaquez. That's it. That's my core. Jimmy could play out the rest of his years and retire as a Heat. That's cool. That's fine. And then once Jimmy retires, we'll take that money and go put that into something else. But like trade Tyler. It's time to trade Tyler. It's time to let him go. He gets way too hurt for me. It's time to we gotta get something for Tyler this year. I'm sorry. I ain't even let Ramon talk. I just been ranting.
Good. We'll see Miami win the game. Tyler Hero, big game by Tyler Hero. And Bam. Mm. Then y'all go from there. So they get rid of Zach LaVine, get DeRozan up out of there, build around Kobe White, and go from there.
Oh, so you're saying for the Bulls, build around Kobe White and some of those young guards, get Zach LaVine, but get Zach LaVine out, but keep DeMar DeRozan?
No, both of them out.
Both of them out. Oh, so you complete rebuild.
They're not winning with neither one again. It's not happening.
Okay. All right. So Now for the fun part, the predictions. So for the play-in games, we have the Heat versus the Bulls, and I believe in Miami. Yes, in Miami.
Heat blowout.
You saying the Heat blowout?
Heat blowout.
I'm taking a Bulls win. I'm taking a Bulls win. I don't think the Heat are gonna get it done without Jimmy. Even if you do get it done without Jimmy, now you go up against a Boston, and you're not at full strength because Jimmy's not on the court, and you need Jimmy versus Boston. You need a full team versus Boston. You might get away with no Tyler, but you damn sure need a Jimmy and a Bam. And not having either Jimmy and a Bam versus Boston, I feel like, nah, don't even risk it. Don't even, like, just take the play in. Just take the play in L. Blame it on Jimmy getting hurt. Tyler sucks. Trade away Tyler. Call it a day. I'm taking the Bulls versus the Heat. The other playing game, we have the Pelicans versus the Kings in New Orleans. Who you got there?
Kings blow.
You got the Kings?
Yes, no Zion.
I'm taking the Pelicans. The reason why I'm taking the Pelicans is the Pelicans are I think it's 5-0 or possibly 6-0 against the Kings this season, right? So in two regular season games, Zion wasn't on the court, and the Pelicans still blew them out. Now, mind you, they still had CJ was playing well, Brandon Ingram was playing well, still had a good lineup and stuff like that. So I feel like, and Jonas was definitely playing more. I feel like the Pelicans could win against the Kings, especially being at home. Now, when you go up against OKC, yes, you need Zion, but you don't necessarily need Zion in the beginning of the series, right? Zion with that hamstring, you could let him rest up that hamstring, and then when he feels good, and he comes back, you could get. I feel like the Pelicans, they could get by OKC even without a Zion, but with a Zion, it's even better. I have the Pelicans as my number 8 seed, and you have the Kings. You have the Heat. I have the Bulls. So we'll do You want to do West or Eastern Conference for predictions? First. Huh? East? All right. So for you got Boston versus Miami in a 7-game series. Who you going with? Boston in 4. I got Boston versus Bulls. I'm gonna take Boston in 5. I'll take Boston in 5. Get a gentleman's sweep. Let me write these down.
Yes, when I'm wrong.
Okay, so
what?
Boston versus Heat, and this is for Ramon. You got a Boston sweep. For me, I got Boston versus Chicago. I got Boston in 5. Okay. So, what's our next series? Alright. Cavs. Yeah, I'm going 4 versus 5 now. Cavs versus Magic. Mo, who you got?
Go with the upset and go with the Magic in 6. And possibly Donovan Mitchell leaving Cleveland after this year.
Well, I'm not calling it an upset like Ramon, but I also have the Magic in 6. And I will say I'm doubling down, and I would definitely agree with you. I think uh, Donovan Mitchell is gone. I think Donovan Mitchell is gone, and hold on, give me a second.
I
Yeah,
think that'll
I
help
think
them a
Donovan
little.
Mitchell is leaving the land. I think he's leaving Cleveland after this in this off season. So the next one we have Bucks versus Pacers, and for this one, there's no Giannis Antetokounmpo for the whole series. He's out the whole series.
Not gonna lie, even if he did play, I wasn't picking him.
Woo.
Doc Rivers is a horrible coach, and we're gonna go with Pacers in 6.
And you're a Clippers fan, and you calling him a horrible coach.
Yes, he's terrible. He got the big three in Boston and didn't do nothing after that.
I'm taking the Pacers in 5. I'm taking the Pacers in 5. Why I'm taking the Pacers in 5? I'll give you a quick summary. I feel like the Pacers offense is going to be way better. I don't trust the Bucks defense at all. Like you said, I don't trust Doc Rivers in a first round series at all, unless it's like stupid easy and it's foolproof. He can't f that up. This series, he's gonna f this series up in multiple different ways. Doc Rivers is gonna show why like he probably should not be coaching anymore. So now if Giannis does play and Giannis somehow if Giannis plays, I would take the Bucks in 7, because I'm thinking of a hurt Giannis versus a Pacers, right? But their defense is still bad. It's schematically or effort wise or what the guys do and stuff like that. I feel like their defense is still bad. But yeah, you got the Pacers in 6. I got the Pacers in 5. All right, we're doing good. Knicks and 76ers. This is no Julius Randolph, right? Randle. This is no Julius Randle, and I think this is also no Mitchell Robinson. So two of the Knicks starting bigs are not gonna be in this series. I think they both have surgery. I know Julius has season-ending injury. He already has surgery, so he's definitely out. Regardless, we're not gonna see him for the playoffs at all. Mitchell Robinson, I don't necessarily know about his injury. I don't remember. I remember somebody saying he was hurt.
76 and 5.
You like the 76ers in 5?
Jalen Brown game. He'll go off one of them games or a couple of them games, but he'll win them one.
I like the 76ers in 7. And 7. I feel like Embiid is just coming back. They still got to gel, like new players still got to gel with Embiid and stuff. They trying to figure out in the middle of the playoffs. They got a tough series against the Knicks. I feel like it's gonna come down to a Game 7 and Madison Square Garden. I feel like Joel Embiid is gonna prove that he's the best player in that series. I'm taking the 76ers. I know, it's a stretch. I feel like that series is gonna come down to 7 anyway, right? But I do like Joel Embiid better because I'm like, who's really gonna stop Joel Embiid on the Knicks? Because you don't have a Julius and you might not have Mitchell Robinson. I don't know who's gonna stop. Who's even gonna slow down Embiid.
Even if they both was playing, that would not no matter. Cooking everybody.
That is true. Especially if it was a healthy Embiid. Shoot. This would be a problem. Anyways, let's go through the West. So for the West, we got OKC. Well, you have OKC versus who? The Kings?
Yeah.
Alright, who you got?
I got OKC in 6.
Alright, I got OKC versus Pelicans. And if Zion comes back, I got 6. No. If Zion comes back, yeah, I got it in 6. If Zion's not there, I still got the Pelicans in 7. Yep, I'm going with it. So I know I'm putting a little asterisk on mine, but it's okay. It's always asterisk. So if Zion comes back, I got it in what I said 6. No Zion, I still got Pelicans in 7. Hopefully, CJ and Brandon Ingram prove me right. What's the next one? The 4 versus 5. We have the Clippers versus the Mavericks. Let's go through this quickly. Who you got, Ramon?
Clippers in 6.
You said Clippers in 6?
Yeah.
Alright. Good, cause I got the Clippers in 6 as well.
Mavericks need another piece.
Mavericks just might need more time together, and they might need like more defense. I don't know. Something about the Mavericks. I don't know. All right, Wolves versus the Suns. Now, this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna show if Anthony Edwards is really about to be the best player in the league. How he plays in the playoffs here.
He's gonna have a great series. He's gonna go off. They have nobody to stop him. But gonna go with the Phoenix Suns.
Okay. Now remember, they are getting Karl Anthony Towns back too.
So
No?
they don't have enough scoring. It's not enough. I know Towns can score. He's one of the best big men in the league, but KD, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal.
You said yeah, but I feel like they're not gonna have enough defense. The Suns, at least.
I mean, you can just outscore them. Who's scoring for Minnesota?
Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, all the open shooters they're gonna. Nah, I'm not saying Gobert. Come on now, all the open shooters that they're gonna have. There's gonna be some guys.
Ball might play decent. Like I think in 6.
Okay, you said Suns in 6.
Yeah. I think Minnesota. I think with the Thunder, that was this. I'm not saying they're not gonna be a good team still.
I like the Suns, but I'm going Suns, but I'm going Suns in 7. I feel like it's gonna be close.
So like it might be one of them back and forth though. Like KD, like one of them games, KD go down and rattle off like a whole bunch of points. And Anthony Edwards just, let me get the ball, let me do it. Might be one of those all-star game type moments. Yeah. They're just going back and forth.
Yeah. All right. Last one. Nuggets versus the Lakers. Number 2 Nuggets versus number 7 Lakers.
Upset alert. Lakers in 6. D'Angelo Russell, X Factor.
Wow.
And y'all might have to check in. Y'all might have to check in on MPJ because his brother gambling might affect him.
I'm taking the Lakers in 7.
Oh, he took the Lakers.
I'm
Okay.
taking the Lakers in 7. I'm taking the Lakers in 7. LeBron still got it. AD got to stay healthy. Now, this is if AD stays healthy and LeBron stays healthy, I got the Lakers in 7, right? But if either one of them goes down, that's the Nuggets. That's the Nuggets. Because the Nuggets are healthy. And the Nuggets got a better overall team-wise, Nuggets might have it. Bench might be a little shaky for the Nuggets, but that's like, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be close. I just like LeBron in I like LeBron in the playoff series, man. I like LeBron in the playoff series. I think it's going to 7.
I'm not gonna say that. I was going to say like he didn't have the scoring last year. He didn't players didn't produce. But you got D'Angelo Russell. He's gonna if he average like 6, 7 points in the playoffs. He's not gonna average that. Austin Reeves, Hachimura. I think those three players.
Now you are missing what Vanderbilt or
you are locking shit up.
Yeah, you are missing Vanderbilt, but you still have a Torian Prince, and now you have a Gabe Vincent that's finally healthy at the guard spot too. So you got shooters, you got defenders. Yeah, the Lakers got the team basically for LeBron and AD to carry them.
Yep.
All right.
You gotta see who's gonna be that third scorer for them because it's not necessarily MPJ all the time. So, and if it's Aaron Gordon, that's not Caldwell Pope.
You ain't wrong. Think it's gonna be enough. You ain't wrong.
MPJ has to have a great series for them to.
Do they still have Sorry, y'all. Do they still have Reggie Jackson?
Yes, he's gonna have to. Somebody else is gonna have to step up other than Murray and Jokic. You know what they're gonna pretty much do. That's guaranteed.
They gonna 2-man you pick and roll you all damn day. 2-man pick and roll all damn.
Basically, what the role is gonna have the better role players and bench production, which is why I think the Lakers get it because Hachimura, like I said, Vanderbilt, like I said, D'Angelo Russell. I think D'Angelo might go off this series.
I feel like if the Lakers had, I hate to say it, but if the Lakers had McGinney and Dwight Howard, they had JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, or at least one of those two, right? Because you have a Jackson Hayes, but Jackson Hayes is not known for his physical defense, like to get in you and stuff like that. You might need to add some physicality on Jokic, and AD can't guard Jokic 1-on-1. You can't do it. But but Jokic can't guard AD 1-on-1, so it's the same thing. So, with that being said, this has been our recap of the NBA play-in. Our predictions for the first round of the NBA playoffs. Now, as the games go on, we are gonna give you guys like a nightly recap, hopefully a nightly recap, and then also a preview of the next day and stuff like that. If myself and Ramon are available, or if I'm just available, or Ramon just available and stuff like that, we're gonna try kind of like how the nightcap does their thing over there. You know what I'm saying? Like how the nightcap does their thing, where it's like not immediately after the game, but like maybe if we're online at the time, or if y'all see it. Me and Ramon gonna talk about it and stuff like that. So with that being said, peace. Make sure y'all go check out the links down below. Go check out all our guys at Crescent City Wolves. Go check out all the other podcast videos that's in the playlist. Go check up all the videos on my YouTube. Go check out Ramon's TikTok, my TikTok, all the socials and stuff. With that being said, peace. Y'all have a good day, and thank you for comment, and subscribing on the video. Y'all have a good one.